Village, your girl Poet Taylor, here for another amazing edition of Women Crushing It Wednesday. Look here, this is just women in the village from different tribes doing amazing things, and when we share our stories, we change lives. I am sitting here with the one, the only, the phenomenal Pamela Mitchell. She is the founder of the HipHop Scholars, and I know you're sitting here like, I know hip-hop, I'm a scholar, but do you really? Pamela, first and foremost, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Yes.
The HipHop Scholars, for those who've never heard of it, give us the elevator spiel and why they definitely need to get, not yourself involved, this for your babies.
This is for everyone. So HipHop Scholars is a competition. It is family fun for everyone. It is not, there isn't a lot of breakdancing and some of the elements in hip hop in it. It is all academic. We call it an academic sport. It is, like I said again, open to the family. You can go online Monday through Friday and play along with the many families that are playing along. We call it our study guides. These are our study guides Monday through Friday. A lot of people do approach me and they want to play the game and they feel very confident. They are getting ready to have the top score, and then they get caught up because there's a time limit when you're playing the games. There is, and it's not just one artist that you're studying. There's a lot of different questions there. It is music trivia, it's hip hop trivia, and some of the questions get really difficult because they start asking, who was that sample, you know, or not just what's Nas's real name.
Why did you create this? I don't want to just call it a game. I learned a lot. And I learned that I don't know half as much about hip-hop as I thought that I did.
Yeah,
but I'm still an aficionado. Why did you start it? I know that you're a mom. Was it for your kids specifically? Mm-hmm. I know that you are in the education field. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Did you see something in your students that you were like, I got to figure out a way?
I have to be honest with you, Washington, D.C., early 2000, I had a young student in D.C. schools, and he needed to learn multiplication. And there was this gentleman who was in Southeast D.C. who was selling CDs, and it was multiplication hip-hop. And my son, who's like in his 20s now, can tell you that that's how he learned he learned all of his multiplication tables. And you probably do a lot of the beats and the sounds that are part of that CD. And I said, wait a second, you know your multiplication tables because of this CD. I was really impressed by that. I had also come to Washington, D.C. to be part of the Freestyle Union, which was an organized way for a lot of kids to hone their MC skills. Okay. Of course, me not being an artist, an MC, which I am totally not an artist and or MC. No one wants me to sing. Nobody wants me to sing. Nobody wants me to rap. But I was around a lot of artists and MCs, so it's a combination of really coming into the Freestyle Union and seeing how they were using some academic components in '99 when I first moved here, to my son coming of age and me finding outlets that would help him learn the material that they're trying to convey to him in school. I started working in special education here in Washington, D.C. in 2007. I think that changed my life, and it also got me on the track of, hey, let me pull something together to get my students, the students in my classroom to learn the information. And so if I had a hip-hop trivia with them, I could eventually teach them anything. I would say, okay, so we started with hip-hop trivia. Now let's move on to math trivia. Now let's move on to different trivias. And the kids, they would just go with it, and it would work every single time. And I also want to reiterate how effective it has been to bring parents and children together. So you have to understand that my students, when I ask them, I say, so what was the very first hip-hop song that you said, that you've ever heard? Mm-hmm. If I asked you that question, what was the very first hip-hop song that you ever heard?
Wow. I'd have to go back before Jay, before Nas. My brother playing the Sugar Hill Gang would probably be, because I was like, that ain't hip hop. And yeah. He was like, no, this, you know, you asked me my first record.
Your first record.
The first one that I could remember, I'm going to go with very, very early Jay-Z, like Hawaiian Sophie, before people were
really
listening to Jay. Okay. A little bit of Wale. Like, I've always liked, I won't call them underground. I just always like emerging artists. I always felt like once the spotlight was on them, mm-hmm. what they were serving me changed. And I like listening to mixtapes. I'm from the Memphis Bleak, DJ Clue type era. So, like, Pete Rock, CL, like, I'm not sure. It might have been a Wu-Tang record. I'm telling you, it was something. It was an artist, and they were from New York, but now she's going to make me go home and really think about that.
Well, can you imagine asking a young person what their first song was? Maybe when we first started, their first song was Dangerously in Love. by Jay-Z and Beyonce. They had never heard a hip-hop song. If you said, what is the first song you heard? That's the song that they would tell me. So just imagine if you ask a young person today, what was your very first song? Some of them would say Fetty Wap. Others would say Gucci Man. Like, these are artists that we look at who are very viral and current now, but for them, these were their first artists. So when I say that it brings the community together, it's because the parents know the answers. A lot of the parents know the answers to the questions of the Jay-Z's, of the Nas's, of the E40s, or Dr. Dre's of the world. And I just had some really great moments where you would find a young father who's sitting with his son explaining the Chronic. In 2012, that was the moment for me, and I said, okay, this is organic and it works, and everyone enjoys it. Everyone has so much time.
That took me forever to tell you the first hip-hop
Was that the
song
first one?
that I ever heard.
Okay.
I got real excited.
Look at you.
Because I needed my memory to work. For those who now want to play, want to get involved, are we in schools? Where can they find you? How can I be a part of it? Because I hear that you are also building up to a competition of sorts.
Yes, I am.
Where those who think they are the master can maybe go against someone else who thinks they're the master as well.
Yes, and it's for all ages. Right now, we'll be working out of a couple of the D.C. libraries. We have some filming dates there and some study groups where we're meeting with parents and the students, and they're going to be great prizes and giveaways. And that's for the entire semester, this semester, all leading up to, and fingers crossed, we really want to have the competition at Howard. So we're looking at Howard University at the end of the school year to bring all the students from the different libraries here in the district to Howard to be able to compete. So it's a lot of fun. We're going to do a 10-week countdown. The 10 week starts on March 11th, 2019, and it'll be 10 weeks counting down to the actual competition, but it's for everyone, you know, and the study material will be there. I advise everyone to visit our website. It is www.hhsgames.com. Play Monday through Friday. There are a lot of games on there. The questions for the competition will come directly from those games. So if you follow all 10 weeks, that's like, what, I don't know, 50 questions per week for 10 weeks, and you'll probably do really, really well in the competition. And like I said, it's for everyone. So the adults will be able to compete as well as students who will be between the ages, 12 and above.
I love it. Yeah. There's no way I was going to let you out of here without talking a little bit about In-Class Solutions, because you're also not only a mom and you're not only the founder of HipHop Scholars, you're an entrepreneur. Like, you do so much. So before we let you go, can we know a little bit about that? And again, I know folks want to reach out to you.
Oh, well, thank you. And In-Class Solutions is a supplemental education program. It is a program where students who are already in school who need the extra tutorial support, who cannot afford to have it, we offer and do scholarships every single year for free to be able to offer through Build Up Purpose, which is a nonprofit organization, to offer tutorial services. I have created, and I have wonderful students over the past 10 years who have come through In-Class Solutions and who've graduated and who are doing really well. And some of these kids were slated on their way, you know, special education. They had been labeled, and In-Class Solutions, we just really have a great Google app for education-based tutorial services that we work with the students. And a lot of our services are virtual, which is a lot of everything that I do is virtual, and you know that. You know, there's no paper around here. Everybody get your devices. So In-Class Solutions, you can reach us at www.inclass.info if you are looking for one-on-one tutoring for your students. And like, again, that's how we came about. That's how HipHop Scholars came about, or that's how In-Class Solutions came about, because we are trying to get students to study, do better in testing, and just be overall prepared for life. And we have a lot of challenges with that, and it shouldn't fall on the school solely. Although we do pay them to do a lot of offer a lot of support in our communities, we have to be honest that we are falling short. And as you say, the village has to step up, whether that's an auntie, an actual real service, not real, but a service like In-Class Solutions. Be that parent who's going to get the extra tutorial service that your student needs early.
Or maybe reach out to Pam and see how you can be somebody that's there to tutor folks. This is why we do Women Crushing It Wednesdays. When we share our stories, it changes lives. Pam, thank you for being a woman that is definitely crushing it, doing it for the village. Happy that you're a part of my tribe. If you know a woman that's crushing it that needs to be sitting in this seat, drinking out of one of these phenomenal cups that you may or may not be able to take home, you already see the details below. Holla at your girl, and you'll see her soon. Happy New Year. More to come. This is Women Crushing It Wednesdays. Your girl poet, Pam.
Thank you.